Hey everyone, this is my first video diary entry because I leave day after tomorrow, June 19th, 2012. I almost said 11. No. Yeah, so I am going on a Holocaust and history tour through Europe, mainly Germany, Poland, Czech Republic, and Austria. Well, a day trip into Austria, but whatever. But anyway, this all started because my fascination with the Holocaust started in 7th grade when my teacher, Miss Newson, read us a book. I can't remember what it was called, but she taught us about the Holocaust when she wasn't supposed to. But she did anyway because she felt it was the right thing to do. And so we learned lightly what it was. We knew that a lot of people died and there was camps such as like Auschwitz and things like that, but we didn't really know, or we weren't really told the entire story. And then in 8th grade we learned, like, there was no mention of the Holocaust, but there was a trip that I went on to Washington D.C. to see the Capitol, and I went on that trip, which was a fantastic trip. I loved it. It was so much fun. But there was a museum we went to called the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum. And there you enter, if you haven't been there, you go in, you're given like a little passport card. It looks like it looks like a fake passport. And on the inside is a picture of someone from that era, like from, that, like the 1930s and 40s. And then you get in an elevator, a giant elevator. You go up the elevator, and the first exhibit you see is the rise of the Nazi Party in Germany and what led up to it. And then you slowly twist your way down, kind of in a spiral, to each exhibit. And the last exhibit that you see is the final solution, which, if you don't know what that is, it's the final solution to the Jewish problem. The Nazis wanted to eradicate all the Jews with this what's it called? Solution. Anyway, to get to this exhibit, you walk through a boxcar that they shoved the Jews in, and it was smaller than I thought. Like, you thought cattle cars, oh, they're big, whatever, like, but no. These things were freaking tiny. Like, I took up a lot of room just standing in it. I mean, you didn't really stand in the actual thing. They had a little bridge. But, I mean, I took up a lot of space. And it wasn't that much. But they shoved like 50 or more people in these cars. And I was shocked. I mean, I started crying. And so we went through the exhibit. There's barracks from Auschwitz. There's this little, like, this wall, like this, I don't know how you explain, like a wall and a half wall. And then if you're tall enough, you can look over it, into it, and there was a video of all of Dr. Mengele's experiments. And I watched it and was horrified. And so I was crying. And when you're done with the exhibit, you go over to these computers and you scan, or you put in the number of your passport, and it will tell you if your person lived or died. And my passport actually was kind of creepy because it had a kid that looked a lot like me when I was a baby. And I scanned it in, and that kid died at Auschwitz as soon as he got there. I mean, he was gassed immediately because he was only about 4 or 5. And then a survivor, I talked to a survivor there, and I was just crying, and she was like, don't cry, they're at peace, they're with God now, but you should cry for the living, because they need to know our story, because I'm gonna die soon, and I don't want to die in vain. Like, I want everyone in the 4 corners of the earth to hear our story and believe that it happened, because it did. And I promised her then and there in 8th grade, this little 8th grade kid, that I would continue to tell their story. And so the years went by. I graduated from middle school and then went to high school. And then in my junior, no, it was my senior year in high school, I took a Holocaust literature class because the Holocaust fascinates me. And so I took that class, and I got to hear from a liberator of the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp and a survivor from a random obscure camp that I don't really remember. But she told us her story. And then I got to talk with her because she was in the theater, and that was the class afterwards. So I was hanging out in there, and I got to talk with her, and I also made her the promise that I would tell her story, and I gave her a hug. So fast forward to almost 3 years. I graduated in 2010, and I got to go to Portland to see the Holocaust Memorial up there in the Rose Garden, and I had met yet another survivor. Her name was Miriam Kominkowska-Greenstein, and I read her book and she signed it. But I also made her the promise, and she gave me a hug, and that was it. So that's one of the other reasons why I'm going on this trip, is because I made a promise to them that I would tell their story, and I want to know and see these places that have been in my nightmares for pretty much for years. I mean, I've had dreams where I've woken up and I'm laying in mud, or at least I hope it's mud, and I look at myself in the reflection of the water and see that I am nothing but skin and bones. My muscles are gone. I'm this emaciated creature. I don't even know myself. And I can smell the smoke from the crematoria. I can hear the screams. I can feel I can feel the terror creeping up on me, but then thinking, no, I can't feel that. I need to be emotionless, except for the will to live. And I've had dreams like that ever since I found out what Auschwitz was. And then I found out that there were camps like Sobibor or Majdanek, Chelmno, like Treblinka, that were just built to kill. I mean, there's maybe 1 or 2 survivors left of those camps. And just so that they could help run the operation, so the Nazis wouldn't technically have to get their hands dirty. It would all be run by Jews or other minorities. And so, like, this is like a spiritual journey for me. Like, not only is it like a cultural and fun thing, because it's not going to be all about Holocaust, but it's a thing. And yeah, I mean, sorry I spaced out there, but it's going to be fun, but it's going to be educational, and it's going to be emotional. And I'm looking forward to it on one hand. On the other hand, I'm kind of afraid because I don't know what to expect. And I don't want to, obviously I don't want to offend the local people. Like, I don't want to, think that I'm a rude American, but I'm also don't know what I'm supposed to expect, and I also don't know if the ghosts of the past will haunt me. But regardless, I'm going to have fun because it's not going to be all Holocaust all the time, and we're going to have sightseeing tours, and it's going to be broken up so that we're not like a ball of emotion and an emotional wreck. But yeah, so I leave tomorrow. I'm leaving technically Tuesday or Monday night at midnight, so technically Tuesday morning. My dad is driving me up to Portland, the Portland airport, and there I'm going to meet the rest of my group, and we're going to get on a plane and fly to Philadelphia, go from Philadelphia to Munich, and then from Munich to Berlin. And then we start our tour in Berlin, and we stay 2 days there. And then we take a train to Warsaw and spend 2 days there, and then ride a bus from Warsaw to Krakow. But before we go to Krakow, we're going to stop at the place where Auschwitz is, and then after that we're going to go to Krakow, spend 2 days there, and then we're going to go from Krakow to Prague, and then whoever's not going on the extended tour, which should be like a small handful of people, are going to fly from out of Prague, and then the rest of us are going to go from Prague to Munich, and we're going to go to stay in Munich for like 2 to 3 days, and then we're going to go to Nuremberg, and then a day trip to Salzburg, and then we're going to fly home, and we come home on July 1st. So yeah, that is roughly my trip. We're going to see things like synagogues, Schindler's Factory, Auschwitz-Birkenau, Dachau, Checkpoint Charlie, Eagle's Nest, Hitler's private bunkers, and stuff like that. Just a bunch of stuff. And we're going through EF Tours, so I thought I'd give them some free advertisement there. So yeah, that's what we're doing, and I will be making short little snippets of video after I make this incredibly long one. But yeah, that's what we're doing, and that's my personal journey that I'm going to be going on, and it's going to be quite the adventure. Oh yeah, I'm going to show you guys some stuff. This is a zloty, or zloty. It's 10 of them. That's Polish money. And here's like the front of it, and then like here's the back of it. Kind of cool. And then here's a euro, or 5 euros. But here's a €5 bill, dollar bill, I guess. €5 bill, because they're not dollars, they're euros. But yeah, that's I think this is the front, and this is the back. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's shiny. But like, what bothers me about the money, the money is beautiful. I love the money, but each note is bigger. Like, here's a $10 bill, or zloty. I don't want the zloty. But like, here's a €20 bill, like 20, and then let's see if I can do this. Put this right there. Okay. But like, here's a 20, and then here's the 5. Like, they're physically bigger with the bigger denominations. Like, see, yeah, okay. But yeah, see, like, this is infinitely, like, I mean, it makes sense, I guess, but it's also annoying when you're trying to put them in a wallet, I guess, or something. Like, I don't know how they're gonna get in my wallet, because there's like, the 20 is huge. I mean, the dollar bills here are like roughly about this size. But I mean, I don't know. But yeah, that's it. So I think I'm going to leave, and I'll probably make short little videos also on the plane and in the hotel room before I go to bed. And on tour, I'll take short little snippets, and then I'll probably post them. I'll post them to my YouTube channel, but also post them on our blogspot blog, which I don't know the name of at the moment. But yeah, I'll post them there, and then I'll post them on Facebook and Tumblr. So yeah. So my next entry will probably be on the plane. And yeah, so I will see you guys whenever. So yeah, bye.